You're listening to Business Podcasting Made Easy, the Influencer's Formula, where you get a roadmap to instant authority and thought leadership with a podcast that you're proud of. You're listening on the IBGR network. This is episode 51, and today we're talking about be easy to follow by building your monetizing muscle and amplifying your reach. I am Donna Cundy, co-founder of the IBGR network, global radio authority, and podcast expert with the producing of over 14,000 podcasts.
And I am Ben Joya. I am not contracting my words together and following in Donna's lead. And I'm a 3-time international best-selling author with teachings that reach more than 50,000 people worldwide. That's thanks to leveraging my book and thanks to the IBGR network. I am also a global radio show host and podcast host. So thank you, Donna. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, team. And we can help you with your business podcast. So if you do nothing else, contact us today at IBGR.info because we are here to help you get your podcast done, right? You can follow the plan at influencersformula.com. Every single step is there and available for you, right? But cut to the chase, right? You deserve to cut to the chase and get professional help, the good kind of professional help, right? So contact us today at IBGR.info because there are a ton of ways to amplify your podcast, right? To amplify your podcast. And we invite you, remind you, teach you, don't do them all, right? Follow the steps, test, and then add or expand when and if appropriate, because you're building the organic components now, right? Building the monetizing muscle as we talk about, and we'll talk about investing a little bit later on.
And you're hearing it here live, folks. So, yeah.
Welcome to the show.
So I'm glad you said that there are a ton of ways to amplify your podcast, because that's, I think, what stops a lot of podcasters from even getting started in the podcasting world. If you're listening to this episode, chances are that you've got your podcast started and you want to know how to amplify, how to get more traction, how to leverage, how to monetize. And as you become someone worth listening to, you're going to do that by being easy to follow and using our Podcast Profit Playbook. We have laid it all out for you, folks, step by step in each week of our podcast here. And so as we're getting into this one, your listeners and your next clients, they're waiting for you to show up and transform their life. I promise you they're out there. They're looking for you. They're Googling. They just don't know your name yet. And their business is also waiting for your area of expertise. And so how do you get that out there? Well, once you create the content following the influencer's formula, you're going to now follow the Podcast Profit Playbook. And that includes, first of all, a little bit of thought work on, are you going to bring interviews onto your show with influencers? Because that's a great way to grow your audience. You're going to give value and monetize your podcast for sure. Maybe with an elevated infomercial where you're doing some research development, choosing some lucrative content. You can think about partnerships and a monetization strategy there with ads and affiliates and sponsorships and how to choose the right ones. Because, with ads and affiliates, you don't have to have as many downloads as you think. They say for some of the bigger ads, you want maybe 200 downloads per episode. But with affiliates, you can get started with that right away. You can partner with somebody who has a like audience, not a similar product, but something that goes together well, and start sharing content, sharing ideas with them. You do a lot with affiliate marketing, Ben.
I do. Yeah. I mean, one of my core strategies is partnering with people because I know that there are a bunch of people who serve coaches, consultants, speakers, small business owners, and they're doing some aspect of coaching or consulting or delivering a certain kind of service. And very often those people, the people that they're serving, know that they need a book or to get their book done or to finally get the book published, whatever the case may be. So, I'm helping people serve their audiences more comprehensively by partnering and or being affiliates with them, right? So right out of the gate, you can make these things happen. And partnerships and affiliate relationships, there's no monetary, I mean, there could be every once in a while blue moon kind of stuff, but most of the time, right, they are results based, right? You're getting paid or paying someone else when a result happens, and the benefit that you're getting is far greater than the incidental amount you might be paying.
Yes. And I love that strategy because it's win-win-win all around. Your listeners and your clients win because they're getting connected to trusted resources. You win because you're getting connected to other networks, and the other networks, they're getting access to you and your genius as well. So win-win-win all around. Not as hard as you think.
Definitely isn't, right? And it's really, we keep using the word amplifying, right? You can amplify through your blog by guest blogging on other folks' places, right? Posting your blogs and articles on other sites, right? And here's the big one that we keep talking about, right? That 80% of your book is done by following the podcast process with us, right? So turning your podcast into a book that positions you as an expert. I mean, talk about amplifying right there. Talk about leverage. There's all sorts of ways to leverage your podcast as well. I mean, Donna, what are some of your favorites?
Well, the interactive ebook that we've put together, you have other resources that go along with just the audio portion. I'm sure you do. You have maybe some templates and some trusted links and other sources. So you put it into this interactive ebook. We're doing video recording as we go. So you have the talking head, so to speak, that goes along with that can become an evergreen course. You're basically, when you're creating this and you're following the formula, you're getting all of the pieces that you just need to Tetris together, put together, like Deal Emil used to be. You can create membership communities like Twitch and Clubhouse, where you're getting access to you live after they have started following your formula. Lots of ways to do this in leveraging the high ticket mastermind. We did that here at IBGR, took a season that was just sent out as an email, a weekly email. Listen, read the show notes, listen to the podcast, and then we'll get together and we'll mastermind it, do a hot seat and answer questions. So there's so many ways to leverage what you've already done into things that will monetize and continue to bring revenue in, and more importantly, continue to multiply your reach out into the business community so that you can help more people.
Yeah, and Donna, I love your suggestion, because the strategy that you just talked about, right, the mastermind with the podcast content, you were just delivering that through an email, right? You didn't even have to set up a membership site or do anything complex. It's just like, here's the email, here's the content, let's get on a Zoom call or whatever way to gather the people together. And of course, you want to be able to take their money. That's important. Don't forget about that, right? But the actual integration and production of that is really straightforward and direct, and it's something you can do almost out of the gate.
And I want to add to that, because when we're talking about the leveraging, the interactive ebook, the memberships, the evergreen course, and the high ticket mastermind, initially when this is presented to our hosts, the people that I work with, my clients that are podcasters, the thought is, well, why would somebody pay for that when they can get it all for free? And it was explained to me a few years ago, and it just made so much sense. People pay for ease of use. Mm-hmm. If it's an email that's delivered to me once a week, and I know that I have to listen to the podcast and read the show notes so that I can show up to a mastermind, I'm more likely to do it because it's a reminder that says, oh yeah, I have to do this. And I have accountability, because if I'm not on that group call, the little Brady Bunch, they're going to be missing my little face up there. And so what you're doing is you're positioning different ease of use for the end user, for your clients, to make it easier for them to follow along on your process that you've already created. Not everybody will listen to all of the podcasts. What? But they will get the emails, or they will do the course. And so you're really catering to those different types of learning styles.
Exactly. And integration is such a big part of that, right? Being able to ask questions, get feedback, and understand more deeply, because you can certainly learn from reading or listening, right? But imagine reading or listening and then talking to the expert and going, hey, well, Donna, what about X? And Donna, you can answer that, in 15 seconds and transform that person's experience right there.
Exactly, because you're taking general knowledge and applying it directly to their business, to their issue, to their need. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So Donna, what the heck should our listeners be doing at this point?
Well, we do want you to review the Influencers Formula episodes 25 through 40, which is the Podcast Profit Playbook. Keep your eyes out for the book that's coming forth, the Influencers Formula, because we're practicing what we preach. That'll be coming out there. And always review, remember, listen, and implement. When you are ready, schedule a call with us at IBGR.info so you can get your podcast done. You can get your genius into the world, and you can help and leverage and maximize to make that bigger difference in the lives of others. Exactly.
And as we love to say, and I keep giggling when I say it, leverage the F out of your show. And hey, don't worry, because F is for fabulous.
Yeah, it really is. Well, so we're going to be wrapping this one up here. What else do we want to say? One last thought there, Ben.
Yeah. Starting today, start telling people that you're a thought leader, right? Tell them that you're the creator of this podcast. Like, leverage the fact that you're creating this thing and integrate it into your bio and make it part of how you introduce yourself, because people will look at you differently.
Yes, they sure will. You want to be as easy to follow as possible. And that's going to wrap up this episode 51. Be easy to follow by building your monetizing muscle and amplifying your reach. This is what it's all about, guys. You've created the content. You've got the message. Now monetize and maximize and amplify. This is yes, maxify. That's the new word. This is business podcasting made easy, the Influencers Formula. I am Donna Cundy.
And I'm Ben Joya. Thank you for listening.